It is time for your February 2025 extended reading. I'm just making sure I got all the crumbs out of February that I possibly can. Because you know what comes next, right? The mid-month messages. That's where we look for a change of timelines. But got to get the extended out of the way first. So I actually do have an announcement to make. First of all, for those of you who are in need of a personal reading, the information is in the description. But for those of you who missed the memo, we are doing another round of $22.22 live mini readings on February 6th. And this is in light of Valentine's Day being right around the corner. So I did put up a video on my videos section, but you can also find that information on my website, and the link is in the description, okay? That's February 6th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be doing that, okay? All right, let's jump into this. How did I start these off yesterday, dude? Oh yeah, general messages. So, career, finance, friends, family, anything but romance for Gemini in February. What general messages do we have for Gemini? Uh-oh, we got that Empress reversed right there. Some of y'all having problems with your mom, possibly. I know that's not all of you. Let me see what else we got going on in here. Ooh, tension. Yeah. So when it's regarding a person in the general messages, the first thing I look at is it friend or family? Now, honestly, the first thing in this spread, I'm getting family energy. Okay. But it doesn't have to be. At the end of the day, it's whoever the first person is that comes to your mind when I say this. So there is definitely a karmic tie between you and somebody. For some of you, it could be your mom. Actually, to be honest with you, I'm feeling like that might be a lot of you. I don't know if it's more or less than half, but feels like anywhere between 45 and 65% of you. It kind of feels like might be some crazy karmic shit, maybe some on and off with your mom, maybe, or just a lot of tension. And just looping around and repeating the karmic cycle, repeating it. And I don't even know why this came through. Why the fuck did this come through? What is it trying to tell me? It's not even giving me a solid landing point. Okay, so most long-term humans, when we look at the family, it's usually karmic in nature. If you're a long-term human, which the vast majority of you are, your family, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, your cousins, your auntie, your uncle, are all 95% of the time are all karmic soulmates. That's the easiest way to create karma is through family. Okay? So that's very, 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 very normal, very commonplace, very ubiquitous. Okay? But I guess this came through. Maybe there's some of you wondering if this situation is ever going to straighten itself out. And with the karmic wheel in the reverse here, it don't look like it. It just kind of looks like y'all are spinning around in a circle, in a cycle. Repeating the same cycle and repeating the same cycle and repeating the same cycle. Some of you, and again, I know this isn't all of you, but some of you may be on and off with your mom. You know, if it's not your mom, again, for some of you who maybe it's somebody close enough to be family, a real close friend, possibly. I don't know. But if this resonates, whoever that is that comes to your mind when I say this, if you're wondering, it doesn't look like this situation straightening itself out anytime soon. It looks like this cycle is looping around on repeat, and it's just going to keep looping around. Looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping and looping. And for those of you who need to hear this message, it does look like it's starting to become detrimental to your vibrational state. if this is somebody you've fallen out with already, I do think you're all probably going to end up in communication again. And if this is somebody you've been on and off with, you're about to take another trip around the merry-go-round. That happens with family all the time. All the time. I'm glad I'm not a long-term human, dude, because I couldn't play that game. You know, this year, 2025, marks 10 years since I've seen my family. I got sick of playing that game. All right, rode that merry-go-round enough times, I'm good. I'm done. Anyway, I guess let's get some general advice for Gemini. General advice. Ooh, you better put your goddamn foot down. Don't look, listen. I don't know who needs to hear this. There's that Empress reversed again. I don't know who needs to hear this. But don't ever let anybody shame you into keeping a toxic person in your life. I don't care who the fuck it is. Whether it's your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew, your niece, whatever. Sharing blood does not give somebody a license to treat you like shit. Oh, but that's your mother. I don't give a fuck. So she has a license to treat me like shit? No, fuck you. I don't care. You got to put your goddamn foot down. No, you are not a bad person for standing up for yourself. No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't be afraid. I'm not telling you to go cut your family off. I'm saying, is there a toxic person in your life that mistreats you? I don't care who it is. If there is a toxic person in your life that mistreats you, no, you're not a bad person for cutting them off. I don't care who they are. Don't be afraid to cut somebody out of your life. Don't be afraid to hit that block button. Don't be afraid to get up and move and fucking leave people behind. No, that does not make you a bad person. No, it does not. Matter of fact, it would blow your mind. It would blow your mind to see if you release yourself from that toxic cycle and you begin to heal and you start ascending up out of that nasty, shitty vibration where all those low frequency activities take place, the fucking blessings that you'll begin to attract into your life when you break free from this shit. Just say, I know at least one person needed to hear that. All right, let's move on to the love portion of the reading. Love portion. Current long-term relationship. Let's see what's happening with Gemini and the current long-term partner. What's happening? So if you're not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship, but you're not experiencing problems, this is not for you. If you're in a long-term relationship and you're not experiencing problems, why are you even watching me? You shouldn't even be here. All right, let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. We got that Queen of Swords jump right out there, though. Got that Queen of Swords, though. Boom! Death card reversed. And the Ace of Cups reversed. This is telling me right off the rip that you are not even in love with this person. That's a very specific message. You ain't even in love. Are you pretending to be in love? Or maybe some of you are trying to talk yourself into believing that you're in love. For some reason, an ending is being avoided. And so far, you know what this looks like? It almost looks to me like the person you're dealing with is completely oblivious to the fact that there's even a problem. They're either oblivious to it or they just don't take it seriously. I don't know whether or not you express your concerns, but they either don't even know there's a problem or they just don't care, one of the two. Could be a mixture of both for some of you. But some of you have been on and off with this person. Death card reverse, Tower card upright. But this is hanging on by a thread, though. This is hanging on by a thread. So that shit, this shit right here, this right here, it's a house of cards, dude. No pun intended. It's only a matter of time. One gust of wind. Pow. Okay, well, some of you dealing with an Aries also have Taurus, Scorpio, and that's it. Okay, oh, I got Cancer here too. All right, well, let's see how they feel about you and what their energy looks like. Current long-term partner for Gemini. How do they feel about you? What's their energy look like? What kind of person are they in general? King of Swords. You got the Queen of Swords. They got the King of Swords. So it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of emotion coming from this person either. It's honestly, you know what? This kind of feels like the emotion is completely drained dry from this whole situation. This person's not a very good communicator, and they do play the victim when there is a problem. You and this person are a direct mirror of each other. Y'all are straight up mirroring each other. Like pretty much everything that I said, dude, all the same cards came out. Like 90% of the same cards that were in the last spread are in this one. But instead of queens in the first one, it's kings in this one. That's interesting. Okay. But when it all comes down to it, Lover's card reverse. They don't feel the strongest connection in the world. Not the strongest. Hierophant reversed. All the same cards keep coming out, dude. So they don't feel the strongest connection in the world. What are y'all doing then? This don't make no sense to me. What are y'all even doing? Are y'all... There has to be something. There has to be some kind of reason why you all refuse to end this. Or for those of you on and off, why y'all keep coming back to each other. Because I'm not seeing any true love here. Not true love. Maybe y'all are just each other's comfort zones, you know? You ever met somebody come out of prison after doing like 10 years? And a lot of times, not all the time, but very frequently, they don't like it. I've met many people do a big, long stint in prison. Then they get out and they don't like it. They don't like it. If you sit in shit long enough, you'll stop smelling it and get comfortable. Or maybe y'all got kids together. Is that what it is? Something? Or maybe there's some kind of financial benefit to the two of you being together somehow, some way. I don't know. This doesn't make no sense to me at all, dude. This don't make no sense to me at all. I just don't think y'all are in love with each other at all. Some of you dealing with a Leo. I also have Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, Virgo. Okay. Well, let's get the advice on this. Let's get the advice. What's the advice? What is the best advice? New Magician, monitor your vibration. Okay. Well, I can work with this advice a little bit. Okay. All right. I am going to probably have to separate y'all into groups, though. Okay. For those of you who have been on and off with this person, I'm not really going to give you advice. I'm just going to give you some information. If you've been on and off with this person, it's more than likely going to continue to be on and off. So get used to taking that trip around the merry-go-round. If you haven't been on and off with this person, just know that this is all the ingredients that you need to create an on and off relationship. The only advice that I think that I could give is if the universe kicks the tower over, don't try to rebuild it. Unless maybe you haven't been on and off. A second chance, okay. But for those of you who have been on and off, and this has already happened 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, at what point do we tell ourselves, okay, I see what's going to happen. Every time I play the same game, I'm going to keep winning the same prize. Now, again, like I said, if you haven't been on and off with this person, and you believe in second chances, proceed with caution on that. Proceed with caution on that. But yeah, I would recommend, though, that if the universe kicks the tower over on you, maybe step back and ask yourself, well, is the universe doing this for a reason? Now, normally, if this was a personal reading, the first thing that I would look at is the soul contract. And I didn't look at that in this right here, but I will tell you that most of the time when I see this energy come through a personal reading, usually it's a completed soul contract that you were supposed to walk away from a long time ago, most of the time. But it depends on the individual. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Most of the time, that's what comes through. All right. Now, let's see what's happening between the singles and your love interest. Any crumbs of information we can tell Gemini about the person that they're interested in. Any crumbs of info. Moon card reverse. Could be a Pisces for some of you. Strength card. Could be a Leo. Well, there's a lot of fear, a lot of nervousness here. Is this situation just starting to mess with you? You may be starting to suspect that this person's just messing around with a bunch of other people. Now, remember, the first spread is not the gospel of truth. This is mainly from your perspective. Really, 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 really crazy, heavy, intense connection you feel with this person. Insanely crazy intense. Insane. But you're worried. You're thinking about throwing in the white towel on this. Worried that this person just doesn't want to settle down and they're just out messing around with other people, playing games. Doesn't really look like they're showing you a whole lot of emotion. For some of you, maybe it's mixed signals. Possibly Page of Cups upright, King of Cups reversed. Okay, some of you dealing with somebody at the workplace, possibly. The signs I have on the table here are Gemini, Leo, Pisces, Capricorn. All right, let's see how they feel about you. Gemini's love interest. What are their truest, deepest feelings and intentions? What are their truest, deepest feelings and intentions? For those of you interested in somebody at the workplace, I don't think they want a workplace relationship. No, that's not all of you, so let me see what else comes out. Ooh, 5 of Wands. Devil card. 10 of Wands. Yeah, so this person is still carrying the burden of their last relationship. They're still very burdened by something from the past. Something. They're bottling up a lot of shit. A whole lot. Right now, yeah, they're pretty much just out trying to find sex-based connections that will hopefully take this shit off their mind. This person is, be careful with this person. They a ticking time bomb. Ticking time bomb. 10 of Cups reversed. Yeah, I don't think they're trying to settle down. I think your intuition is bang on the money. They don't know what the fuck they want. All they know is they are trying to release something from their past. Trying to release it, and they don't know how to do it. So what do most people do when they get their heart broke? They just try to go fuck other people because they think that's going to make everything all better. And that works about as good as going and getting drunk. Might help you forget about it for a little bit, but it don't make the energy go anywhere at all. It just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds, and then one day, pow, it pops and comes out sideways one day. Well, let's get the advice on this. What's the advice for Gemini with the person that they're interested in? What's the advice? Oh, the Justice card. So it's time to take a look at reality here. It's time to make a fair, rational, logical, reasonable, just decision in regards to this situation. I don't know how long you've been interested in this person. But damn, I don't have much wiggle room with this at all. I really don't. I don't have much wiggle room. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what the cards are telling me. This is not me bending the advice. This isn't just putting in my little 2 cents. This is straight up what the cards are telling me as advice. Time to slam the door shut on this situation. It would be wise if you cut communication with this person. This person's not trying to settle down. All they're looking for is a sex-based connection. Avoid drama and avoid disappointment. That's straight up what the cards are saying. That's not me. So, let me see if I can think of a way to meet you in the middle here. I can't really bend that, dude. I can't really twist and bend that. How long have you been wondering where this connection is going? Let me ask you that. How long has this situation been lingering in the limbo? A week? 2 weeks? A month? 2 months? Now let me ask you this. How long should a situation linger in the limbo while you're confused about where it's going, how the person feels about you, what their intentions are, whether or not they're interested in you? How long should you have to sit around and wait, wondering about those things? Open-ended question, just something to get you thinking. My goal is, whether you watch one of my videos on my main YouTube channel or you come to me for a personal reading, my goal is to send you on your way armed with some knowledge and wisdom to ignite the confidence within you to figure out how to navigate situations like this yourself. That's the goal. That's the real goal. So ask yourself that. And that seriously is an open-ended question. I know sometimes I can ask rhetorical questions like that where I'm alluding to something. I'm not alluding to anything in that right there. Ask yourself that. If this was somebody that I needed in my life, how long should I have to sit around and wait to see where it's going? How long should I be confused? How long should I be sitting around questioning my self-worth? Should I be questioning my self-worth at all if this was somebody I really needed in my life? Just ask yourself these questions. So take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. I am eternally grateful for every last one of you who tuned in, played along, and showed love, support, and positive feedback. That's what makes my job worthwhile here on YouTube, y'all. I greatly appreciate you. Don't forget to check the description of the video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. Hey, remember, for those of you who missed the memo, in light of Valentine's Day this month, we're doing another round of the $22.22 live mini readings. I did post a video about that on my videos tab on my channel, but you can also read about that on my website, okay? And the link is in the description of this video. We're doing that on February 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. The ones that come in first get read first. Remember that. So, all right, y'all, I'm out of here. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.